Elon Musk has officially bought Twitter. He's taken a 9.2% stake and Elon Musk is now the largest shareholder. You might be wondering, why has the share price for Twitter run up by over 25%? Why has Elon Musk even decided to take this stake? And what does this mean for the future of Tesla? And of course, most importantly, what does this mean for the future of Twitter? Well, today we're going to unpack all of these questions. It's a major piece of news that's been grabbing headlines around the world. And of course, at the end, we'll talk about the potential different options that Elon has. Now he's the largest shareholder of Twitter, as well as a bit of an indication with an insight with his first tweet that he's put out since these revelations have come to market. It is a fascinating period. Of course, if we unpack the layers, we can see that Elon now has the largest shareholdership. In fact, for a bit of a context, he has a shareholding over 4 times the size of Jack Dorsey, the co-founder of Twitter, and he owns around 9.2%. It's quite an interesting one because, of course, he's actually taken on this stake as a passive investor at this current stage. But as we know, anything that Elon Musk does can often be described as anything but passive. And of course, any of the decisions that he makes, the tweets that he put out, they have potential implications that could flow on to not only the Twitter share price, but also sentiment surrounding the company itself. On the day, on the back of the news, the Twitter share price was up by over 25% and led the technology sector and the Nasdaq higher. And there's now some excitement surrounding what this could mean, not only for Twitter, but also the broader social media space. Of course, when we're thinking about Elon Musk's mindset surrounding this decision, he has always been outspoken surrounding free speech. We know that he evidently knows the product well. He is a prolific Twitter user, continuously tweeting about a real broad variety of topics itself. But we got a bit of an insight into his mindset just a couple of weeks ago when he put out a poll on Twitter itself asking about individuals' thoughts surrounding free speech. And then he followed that up as well with a bit of a discussion and was engaging with a range of different Twitter users about how Twitter could potentially be improved moving forward. This, of course, got a lot of people thinking about whether Elon Musk might try to build his own social media platform, whether he could even consider taking a stake in Twitter itself, which he evidently has consequently decided to do, or whether maybe he has some other ideas that could shake up the current state of the social media landscape. And there was quite a variety of different opinions about what this could mean for the ecosystem too. As we know, Elon Musk is now one of the world's richest individuals, and even though he took a $3 billion stake in Twitter, the Twitter market cap actually before this was announced was only around $30 billion. For context, Elon Musk's net worth is around that $280 billion mark, and so it's not out of the realms of possibility that he potentially could consider a full takeover and potentially take Twitter private too. But we know that Elon Musk has got a range of different interests, and he's obviously got a range of different companies that he's involved with, particularly as a founder. He, of course, was one of the co-founders of PayPal. He's best known for the incredible work he's done with Tesla, but he's, of course, as well, he's got SpaceX, Neuralink, as well as the Boring Company. And now he can add Twitter to the list of companies that he is currently involved in. As we talked about at the start of the video, he was looking to take more of a passive stake. However, even if at this current stage it is a passive investment, nothing that Elon Musk is involved with will be completely passive. As we know, some of the tweets he's put out have had the ability to influence the share price of Tesla over this past period. And it's not inconceivable to think that potentially, if Elon Musk puts out a tweet surrounding Twitter, it has the ability to potentially impact share price or sentiment surrounding this. Of course, as Twitter's largest shareholder now, he will have the ability to engage with the management team. They're going to pick up the phone to one of the largest shareholders of their company. And it's going to be fascinating to see if he does try to influence board decisions, potentially the board composition, as well as some internal management decisions. It's still currently unknown whether Elon's been engaging with the team at Twitter as of yet. It's going to be fascinating to see whether they do choose to moderate Elon Musk as the largest shareholder of Twitter now that he is in this current position. Of course, as we know, Jack Dorsey recently stepped down from Twitter, will now be focusing his efforts on Block, formerly known as Square. Before this came out, Jack Dorsey was actually the largest individual shareholder of Twitter as the co-founder, but of course Elon Musk has now significantly overtaken him with his 9.2% stake. And it is worth noting as well, when thinking about some of the potential options that Elon Musk has at hand, that Twitter, unlike some of the other mega cap technology names in the space, actually has no founder voting control rights. So this is interesting when thinking about what a potential takeover could look like moving forward, as it has often been considered an acquisition target. And so then that leads us to the potential options that Elon Musk has at hand. First of all, if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new, make sure you've subscribed and turn your bell notifications on. Make a daily video, so we'd love to have you join the community. But really his options come down to a few different ones. First and foremost, And I think potentially it could be the most unlikely out of the lot. Elon Musk could stay as a completely passive investor. I guess secondly, obviously he has the ability to potentially be involved in and try to influence some of the internal management decisions, potentially take a more active stake and look to build this over time. There is that other option as well, that he builds his stake and potentially goes for a full takeover and buys out Twitter, which would be fascinating to see how he chose to make that decision. I think it is worth noting as well that the lens that Elon Musk has with all of these decisions would be different to potentially some other activist shareholders. Many of those may be looking to ultimately maximize shareholder returns with whatever decisions they make, whereas Elon Musk will be much more about developing the platform and helping to mold the platform into what he's interested in and what he believes is the right pathway forward for this. It's an interesting lens to consider it at, and I think we'll finish with a bit of an insight into how Elon Musk may look to get involved. This is a tweet that just came out just a few hours ago. He obviously put out a tweet asking about whether people wanted an edit button included for Twitter users. Of course, Elon Musk has always spoke with a bit of a tongue-in-cheek, has always been willing to put himself out there, and I think this is only really going to be just the beginning of the story of Elon Musk and Twitter and where things head from here. Let us know your thoughts. Drop in a comment below what you think about it all and how you think it plays out from here. Standard reminder, I'm just a bloke on the internet who loves talking about the markets. Obviously not a financial advisor and nothing we discuss is a financial advice. Do hope, however, it's a fascinating starting spot for you to go away and do your own research from. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon. For now, stay well and happy investing.